how do you think of making a design district? We actually didn't have any ambitious project back then. It was more like a need for us to be part of the design district somehow and exist.
E continuano anche nel fine settimana gli appuntamenti del fuorisalone, eventi diffusi ormai in tutta la città, per la prima volta anche nel quartiere Isola.
The name Isola, meaning island, is linked to the fact that it was isolated from the rest of the city. And if you think about how it changed in the past 10-15 years, it's crazy, because now it became one of the most important neighborhoods in Milan. And I remember that many people were not really trusting us. I said, what are you doing? Like, you're just a young group of people that doesn't have the credibility, like doesn't have the experience for doing such a thing, for launching a new district in the most important design event. Nobody knew what to actually really expect, but in the end, like, we brought over 30,000 people like in a week in the district, and for us it was something like really unbelievable.
Ogni designer poteva portare un pezzo della sua collezione e creare così un vero e proprio mercato del design, dove c'erano dei prodotti super ricercati.
Obviously, we started at a smaller scale to put everything in one concept, but then we realized, obviously, if you want to achieve better curation and reach the right people, you have to divide the content. So that's led us to create different exhibitions.
I started as an intern doing content creation for Isola.
Isola, from 2018, started with the new branding. People started recognizing Isola as the pirates of the Fuorisalone, and that became Isola's branding. So if you take a closer look, Isola, the logo in its entirety, is a flag with Isola's name and an X on top. The X is not connected. The larger part of the X represents, the greater city of Milan, while the smaller part of the X, which is disconnected, represents as a brand, as a design district separate from the rest of the Fuorisalone. Its first editions, they were waving the flags in the neighborhood, and it was kind of a statement of saying, yes, we are the pirates of the Fuorisalone, this is our brand, and we're here to stay. And ever since, Isola has gone from a territorial event to a global digital and physical platform.
Milan Design Week has always been a global event, so as I'm originally not also Italian, we always had an international team from the very beginning. I think we always felt that it was never going to be a territorial project. So from the very first years, we already worked with international designers and seeing their perspective on what they're doing in their countries.
When Isola came to the Netherlands for the first time to participate in Dutch Design Week, I got in touch with them due to the driving cabs with the design objects on top. We communicated a lot. I visited the exhibition a couple of times, and afterwards I thought, okay, this is an interesting party to be in touch with, and also to see what we can do with Dutch designers and bringing them to Milan.
So we didn't want it to focus on only one type of event or one type of target. We said, okay, we want to have the independent soul, but we want to expand.
For the Milan Design Week in April, I also joined Isola, where we had 70 Dutch studios participating in Isola in the design district. Also with the group shows, it has been possible for people to show their work in a group show, making it affordable. They really stepped forward in helping with also setting up the general exhibition. So just a big group of friends and almost family-like way of exhibiting.
Ho conosciuto Isola nel 2019. Isola per la prima volta è arrivata ad Eindhoven, quindi ad esporre fuori dall'Italia. Nel ricevere il brevetto per invenzione industriale di questo nuovo materiale composito, il Keep Life, ho fatto per la prima volta application per poter presentare questo lavoro in un contesto internazionale. Sicuramente l'esperienza da Eindhoven, la prima esperienza da Eindhoven è stata significativa sia dal punto di vista professionale, ma soprattutto dal punto di vista umano, delle relazioni, delle connessioni che abbiamo creato tra di noi, tra i designer che esponevano in quell'anno, ma principalmente questa cosa è scattata tra me, Gabriele, Elif, veramente come amici di vecchia data, e ci eravamo conosciuti in quel posto, in quel momento, in quel contesto.
When we were just starting defining the fourth edition, closing deals with sponsors and confirming all the designers, the pandemic started hitting very bad, and with all their funds to the designers that already paid their fees, with the sponsors stepping back, it was tough. First 2 weeks we were really depressed, we didn't really know what to do.
Non ci ha permesso di fare un'edizione fisica che sarebbe stata probabilmente una delle più influenti, perché era a metà della nostra storia. Gabriele non ha mollato e ha pensato bene di creare una piattaforma digitale, Isola.design.
Isola was still the best project we were working on, and we went all in.
That really helped to create awareness of designers, what Isola is and what Isola was becoming.
We wanted something that could continue bringing value later when the situation was going to get better, and that's what we did. Today we have almost 40,000 users, around 2,500 designers and studios, with every profile verified by our curatorial team. Over 3,000 projects, 3,500 projects. We have an incredible amount of people and content.
I have been meeting Isola a long time ago, slightly before COVID. Gabriele, he has seen my project in an exhibition, and he asked me to basically having a conversation with him. After that interview, they were doing an exhibition at Sassetti, and they asked me to bring some of my object, which I actually did.
We met Isola the first time. It was in the exhibition at the Milan Design Week. We were exhibiting the Bifora, our first piece. It was right there, Fabbrica Sassetti. And at that moment, didn't know almost nothing about the
No, it was just a test for us. It was really like the beginning.
Try to connect, to know who were the organizers. You work a lot on the materials, and you got the possibility to have a space to do it, and so you really feel a part of Milan Design Week.
Started doing my master degree in Milan during COVID. Unfortunately, it was a difficult period for everyone, especially in Milan. All the design studios were not able to take more people to work with them. I text Gabriele to say if there was any position, any chance to collaborate with Isola in general. And after that, I started my experience with Isola.
Besides just being the head of communications for Isola, I am also a familiar face. I am one of the forefronts, at least one of the ambassadors for Isola.
One of the most important aspects of the award ceremony is the trophy itself. Having had also some of those conversations with some of the studios and brands and designers that created the trophies, like Masche Spazio, Yami, Tellurico, Janan from Globe Design, being part of those conversations, not only putting of their own personal touch to the trophy, but also connecting it to Isola's design energy. It's nice to note how some of these winners, in time, have grown their studio, have grown their work, and just the thought of Isola.design Awards being a little part in that, I think is really cool.
Dutch Design Week. It was, of course, at the beginning very challenging because planning an exhibition abroad, it is quite difficult, especially if where you have to talk with the locals, maybe they are not used to.
Back in 2022, I got contacted by Juan, who was at the time doing some curation for Isola. He reached out asking if one of the pieces that I had graduated with could be used in the Isola gallery. During Milan Design Week, Isola has been like the platform to make my first few steps in the design scene. Made my first contacts, and it's only grown exponentially ever since. It was the perfect way to get a sense of home in the design scene, I want to say.
La primera vez que escuché la palabra Isola, Chris estaba montando el itinerario para ir a Milán y dijo, hay una asociación nueva, se llamó Isola, hay que ir.
We got inspired because of the message of trying to showcase new designers, young designers, promote young talents, and trying to find like more experimental design, different solutions in design.
Nuestra primera exposición fue una exposición que se llamó Form Textures. Era como unos muebles muy abstractos y nos fuimos desde España a Milán y llegamos a transformar el bajo del Partido Comunista, a pintarlo enteramente, techo incluido, de rosa, o en 2 días, sin dormir, poniendo no sé cuántos kilómetros de metros de tul. Llegó tantísima gente. Es que es muy pequeño, entonces la gente esperaba afuera.
The idea of the exhibition was to find like open the conversation about where the limit is between art and design, and we had some amazing conversations, and I think that's also something like very important to highlight about Isola, no? Which is like a community. This is what we felt during this presentation, this exhibition, of connecting with others and sharing ideas.
After you graduate, they teach you how to design, but they don't teach you how to be a designer, and it's showing your work, it's being out, making connections, it's connecting with galleries just as much as other designers, it's connecting with your colleagues, your peers really, and that's where it all started.
2022, we had our first exhibition in the United Arab Emirates. It was great. Like, we were just coming from Dutch Design Week. We had like, I think a week gap between the 2 events. I remember when we were bringing even some products from the Netherlands and the luggage or by shoulder, like in the airplane, like, and we had this beautiful booth just in the middle of the fair, and we brought I think 16 or 18 independent designers with their projects there, and it was for us a great experience because we started understanding like the potential of the Middle East from this point of view, and the need of having new names, new content, new products, new projects in a place that was focused until then mostly on brand and luxury.
Another challenge with Isola was the first Dubai Design Week. Really hard to manage because it was after Dutch Design Week. It was a lot of work, but it was also really nice to see that more opportunities for Israel in general.
For each exhibition we curate, each country we go, we make a selection from the community. For deciding any kind of exhibition, we see a bit of like how our community is evolving. So we see like what the projects are going, which side they're taking, what kind of projects that are being published on the platform. And it's actually the most difficult thing because we never wanted to exclude any perspective from our show. So it would be easier if we would go with trends, you know, like, okay, it's trendy to talk about sustainability, so we're gonna do sustainability project. Instead, we are trying to give visibility to different perspectives. It can be from using it can be about craft, it can be about technology, it can be about collectible design, it can be about sustainability. So we never wanted to go with the trends. So we said, okay, let's see what contents we have, and if they're good enough to actually set up a certain exhibition, then we create our exhibitions starting from our designers, our community members, and to show it in the best ways.
Second time that we meet together, it was at in Netherlands, Eindhoven.
In Eindhoven, yes, we met there, and there was this good connection. So we were speaking, and we were saying maybe we can create together the design of the Isola Gallery.
Before we were always working as like projects, no? So you do the 3D, you do the everything at your studio. But with Isola, we start working with materials and suppliers that gives you the material, and then you have to do something with. So it was a first approach to the
industry
to create something like environment that was close to the craft, but also really natural and joyful, very playful.
It was an interactive installation, and people were really enjoying, because in Milano, when there is Design Week, every people is so tired because you need to go around the city.
Hours.
Yes, so when you have like something with the shape of a cloud, when you can relax, it's like paradise.
Milan is way more structured in the sense that, like, when you come up with like crazy idea or weird idea, in Milan you do have the environment to actually make it happen. Take care. The first big project that we did together, which was an exhibition that I designed completely and I curated together with Elif and with the team of Isola at that time. And it was very, very nice. There was really like a sort of an integration of different aspects of the project. We recreate a garden to an exhibition space. So we had also to find like the right person that could actually help us to build the exhibition. And I remember also like working with Elif. So she was like proposing me like different designer. We were deciding together who was fitting for the concept. You literally see different aspects of the design that are not really, they don't really teach you in the university, or usually you don't deal with.
With Isola, I also did quite some collaborations with the Dutch Embassy and the Dutch Consulate in Milan and the Embassy in Rome. We programmed some talks for them, and with them we organized an exhibition about social design and design for elderly. So we also brought some topics that you normally don't see in Milan. We also managed to get a tour with the Dutch Queen. We gave her a tour around Isola, and there she met 27 of the 70 Dutch designers that were participating in Milan at that time. So that was really showing the strong connection between the Netherlands and Milan.
London Design Festival took part the first time with Real Matters. So we did these beautiful exhibitions in an amazing venue in the heart of London, and it was a great success. The focus was on sustainability, because for every event, every exhibition we do, like we try to find the right context, we give different themes. In that case, it was on anything about new materials, sustainability, innovation, like launched our presence in London as well.
I met Gabriele in the early days of Design Tech. Common vision was to build something capable of leveraging the resources, the energy of global design community that show up during the Design Week in Milan, and transforming into a permanent hub all year around. We made an exhibition in collaboration with Isola and Design Wanted. We are building really something meaningful, valuable for the design community, with a lot of drive and complementary.
Our first participation with Isola back in 2023 when we had one of our Tenween challenges pieces or winning outcomes from the fashion challenge, and we were participating in a collective exhibition. And then when we went back to Saudi Arabia, I was really inspired by how they have this platform that collects and that gathers designers from all over the world. That celebrates sustainability, that celebrates the importance of design within our lives. And I wanted to bring something bigger with them. And we wanted to have something more solid and a long and sustainable relationship with such a platform. Back to Saudi Arabia, we started developing our creativity conference back then in 2023, which was called Tenween.
In 2023, it was the first year for Isola to be part of the event in Saudi Arabia with ITA. We got used to it, so it's almost family. It's when you go there to ITA, you already know everything, the city.
The shift that was inspired in a one way or another from the platform of Isola and what they did in Milan Design Week. And we wanted to build something with Isola. And we started a conversation where we want to bring this platform to Saudi Arabia and to connect Europe with the Middle East. So we started our first co-curated exhibition back in Tenween 2023. It was called Routes to Roots, where we wanted to highlight the roots of the designers and how they used these backgrounds or these stories into their routes or into their destination within their design journey.
There was this live show making a cloud in front of people curious about the material, the technique, and it was a really nice experience.
During the performance and then so after, there comes people curious about it.
Every time for each project you need to sort of like adapt yourself to a specific situation. That's also like let you understand that design is very complex as a discipline. There is no manual for doing that. You need to adapt every time. You need to reinvent yourself for each project that you are approaching and realizing is actually something that I found interesting.
Together with international growth, especially towards the Gulf area and the Middle East, we came across new cultures and also new way of like doing communication. So also the press, public grew together. We had the chance to introduce Isola also to many media, journalists, correspondents that they really got excited about knowing what Isola was doing, starting from Milan through Europe and to like these new regions, and to see like how fast all of this has developed. For me, it was like unimaginable at the beginning.
We started to expand this relationship, and then we decided that we want to take this exhibition and travel with it.
From the very beginning, I had this feeling that we were going to create something meaningful together. Anatolia was born. I want to do something with Turkish designers. From Dubai to Milan, it became something much bigger, much more effective than I expected. Not just an exhibition, but a space where people connected, recognized themselves, felt seen. We moved across cities. Milan, London, Dubai, and different contexts, different energies, but always with the same feeling that we are part of something larger. It means having a voice, being able to share our work, our perspective, our culture also through a network Isola has built with so much care over the years. And I feel lucky to be one small piece of that.
We believe we have to preserve what we already have in order to go in also in the innovation. You first have to know what was a tradition and keep really respect it.
Isola was quite keen on looking at what we could do from India, right? It was also a great channel for Indian designers to exhibit internationally. It started off like that, where we looked at a few designers, spoke to them, were able to give them international exposure. We decided to do an Indian exhibition, if I can say so, like a small setup where just showcase to the people of India saying what Isola is. Yes.
That was 2024, and we thought, why not fly Gabri down and have a booth at Design Democracy, have them interact. And I think within 3 hours of landing in India, Gabri was just like, guys, this is crazy. Like, I never knew India was such a big market.
In Dubai, we were starting to create a very interesting network that brought us having, for example, Dubai Design Districts managers and curators coming to Milan to see our event and proposing us to create a branch of the company in Dubai under them. And we said, yes, why not? Let's do it. The first event we organized for Dubai Design District, honestly, was amazing, focusing on new materials, innovative products, technology applied to design. So it was very experimental, and they gave us this huge space of 750 square meters. And we brought in over 40 different designers, design studios, startups. And we organized the main program of talks of Dubai Design Week in less than 2 months. One of the things that gave me most satisfaction during this year, professionally, and of course it was also a great way to start our path here. But me and Elif moved here, and it was not easy to manage things between here and Milan. It was a hard decision, but we knew we were doing it for keeping the dream of Isola going, and for keeping supporting designers in our community, because Middle East was and is offering a lot compared to other markets, including Europe.
I think it's nice to see how Isola has shifted, how it has changed. So at the beginning, when I entered, and also when Laura entered, we were more focused in the neighborhood during the Milan Design Week. But then through our different partnerships with the international events and the things that we did abroad, also led to some changes in the things that we did here in the headquarters when we were in Milan for the Design Week. And it kind of shifted our focus, and each year had a different focus. And this year being the 10th year, we're returning to those roots, and it's quite nice to kind of see the different faces of Isola, having followed along, at least in these 4 years, having followed along what they have been.
We had the chance of meeting a beautiful person, Francesca Melcarne, that show us the space where we are now, where I am now. We wanted to create actually a permanent space for our community of designers. We didn't want to everything to happen just in a week or two during the years where design weeks were happening. We wanted a space where designers could find their home and their opportunities all year long.
When we were talking with Gabri about Isola space, that it can happen, it was not a last minute thing that we're gonna build Isola space, but it was more like years of conversation, doing site-specific visits. So when we figured out that we might have an opportunity to open a space in Dubai, it was a challenge because we had to do it in 3 months, a huge 450 square meter space, design, build, install everything and curate. So it was an amazing news, at the same time a lot of work to be done.
Elif and I designed a table for space. When just walking upstairs, we are recognizing the table, and it felt like witnessing something real taking shape. Something that started from conversations, from trust, and from this friendship.
We were part of the opening of Isola space. I was very proud and jealous at the same time, because I can remember how Gabriel used to talk about expanding within the Middle East, and he wanted to highlight the potentials and the ambition of the MENA region designers. And when we were at the opening, I was like, Gabriel, you were talking about this a few years ago, and now look at you. You and Elif opening your own space that really resembles what the core or what's the spirit of Isola. And we were very happy and proud of the achievement of them being part of the United Arab Emirates and within the MENA region scene. I see potentials, I see great potentials for the platform, for the space, for the services Isola provide for the designers and for the community.
I think we don't know what we're gonna do next. So that's the interesting and most creative part, that it was important for us to finish this decade with what we could do, what we have done, and think of something new that we didn't think about it.
What Isola is. It became so many things during these years. We always had one goal, one mission in mind, which is supporting independent designers, supporting emerging talents. And today we are doing in many different ways. So I think we are on the right path for the next 10 years.
Buon compleanno Isola.
Tanti auguri Isola.
Isola, van harte gefeliciteerd.
Buon compleanno Isola.
Tanti auguri
Tanti
Isola!
auguri Isola!
Buon compleanno Isola.
Happy birthday, Isola!
Gelukkige verjaardag, Isola.
Happy birthday.
Buon compleanno Isola, tanti auguri.
İyi ki doğdun Isola.
كل عام وأنتم بخير إيزولا.
Parabéns, Isola.